A new look tonight at what happened when Hampden County Sheriff Nick Cocchi was arrested for drunk driving back in September.
Our Western Mass News reporter Wesley Days has a look at the police body cam footage of that incident that was sent to us just at around 3 this afternoon. Wesley, he admits to driving that night.
He does, Abby and Chris, but what came before his admission was a complete 360. Take a look.
Good. Change the tire.
An interesting Saturday night at MGM Springfield in September.
Were you the one driving it? No. You weren't driving it?
No. Hampden County Sheriff Nick Cocchi stopped and later arrested by officers at MGM Springfield. At first, claims of a friend are made, but that wasn't the case.
If your friend in there was driving, as you say, we'll see that on the camera. I can go talk to him. Everything will be good.
Take a closer look at what Sheriff Cocchi says.
All right.
The county's law enforcement chief takes full responsibility.
So I'm going to ask you to stay here, stay put, all right? Why? Until we figure this out. Because based on what I'm seeing here and smelling alcohol in your breath, I'm going to have to do an investigation through this.
The sheriff spent the first portion of his night at Springfield Country Club. He later drove his state-issue car to the downtown Springfield casino. He left it running with extensive damage and valet and went inside. Police met up with him minutes later, where he admitted to hitting something on his way there.
Do you know where you ran something over? Where was it?
Right up on the corner. And I took the turn.
Took the turn into here?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like there's a plant on there. Was there a plant that...
Might have been.
The sheriff later asked to do sobriety test.
I'd like to ask you to do field sobriety.
Nope, not going to happen.
Not going to happen?
I'm not driving. Yeah. Field sobriety for what?
Well, you drove in.
That was a long time ago.
Just minutes later, he was handcuffed and booked.
I think I have a Jeff. And empty out your pockets.
His drunk driving case now continued without finding.
Well, the sheriff sent us the following statement into our newsroom here at Western Mass News about the release of that footage. He says, quote, "Since the incident, I've done everything possible to show the public that I believe in transparency and accountability, even for myself. I have taken responsibility for my actions that night, and I've been humbled and blessed with the overwhelming support and understanding and encouragement I've received from the people of Hampden County to get back to doing the good work of our sheriff's office behind the walls and in the community, and that is what I'm focused on each and every day." Reporting live in studio, Wesley Days, Western Mass News.
Thank you, Wesley. New at 6.